But yeah, so we'll be getting to Dune and we'll be getting to Denis V. That's all I call him. He's like Denis V. But as usual here on Apocalypse Now, we start the show off with one little segment here where we challenge each other to watch movies we've never seen before, and that is called the Movie Watching Challenge. And it's a weekly segment on this show that we do where one of us gets to challenge one of the other four of us to watch a movie we've never seen before. There are some rules to that as far as who we can and cannot challenge, and we do have a list to choose from. I chose Jacob Bartley last week to watch Enemy from Denis V, which is perfect. Perfect timing. And so Jacob's going to be reviewing that, talking about that here quickly, and then we'll be getting into who he's going to be challenging next. But Jacob, it's an all Denis V episode tonight. Give me some good words on Enemy, man.
I was just going to, when I was in the middle of the movie, I watched it this morning, and I was thinking, wait a minute, Jake planned this out perfectly, so it's all a Denis Villeneuve episode. Literally, the movie watching challenge. There's news about Dune 2. We're talking about the movie. We're doing the rankings, but I don't mind at all. Jake, when you talked about this, I think you said it was a Jacob type movie, and you were 100% on the mark with that. Look, here, there's a whole bunch of reasons why I love this movie, but one thing I will say, it's one of those movies that has an ambiguous ending, but also the whole entire movie is ambiguous. You don't really know for sure what's going on. It's kind of left to interpretation. I normally don't like that. I really liked the way he handles that in this movie. And Jake Gyllenhaal, I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I know he's
best working actor on the planet.
Jake Berlin's favorite actor
on the planet.
I'll call him number 2 after DiCaprio, but we can have that debate another day. But I first of all, his hair is on point in this whole movie. His hair looks so damn good. But also, I love the movie just first starts, and I don't know what's going on. You're just watching him live his life, and he looks, because one of the characters is depressed. And Jake Gyllenhaal wears that so well. He looks miserable, but he's acting, right? That's the role of the character.
He's done many roles like that where he kind of has this depression state of mind to his character.
And it's just there's no dialogue. You're just watching him go through his daily motions, and you could just see it in his face. He just there's no point to life. That's just the way the character looks. And I like the runtime. I like how it's only an hour and a half. It was a perfect runtime. And the thing is, the only thing I knew about this movie was that somehow a spider was involved. That's all I know. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, what? First of all, the first scene was crazy, is weird, but it makes sense when you watch the rest of the movie. It's the underground club, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it. I don't know how far I want to go. But I will say that
don't spoil it for Brian. Don't spoil it for
Brian. No, I won't spoil, because I was talking to Gio earlier today. I was like, Gio, you have to watch Enemy. I don't want to ruin this movie for you. It's a must see. And I just love the way it handles things. And it's you are kind of left to decide for yourselves what you think about it. And I'm pretty sure I've leaned towards one side on what the whole meaning of the movie is, and I'm pretty solid on that. But overall, I was and this is weird because it's a slow movie. I was on the edge of my seat this whole entire movie, and it's a slow movie, and that was really weird. And you're kind of like, huh, what's going on? The score is amazing. Score is absolutely, I don't know who did the score. I should have looked that up, but it is done really, really well. And the movie's kind of eerie. It's not a comfortable movie, and I mean that in a good way. But yeah, man, this is one of those where you need to watch it more than once. And I want to go back and watch it more than once. So without spoiling it, this is the best version of an ambiguous ending me personally have ever witnessed, because I normally don't like those.
More than Inception?
Not Inception. Look, I love Inception, but I don't like ambiguous ending.
Really?
Birdman. I love Birdman. I don't like the ending. Yeah, I've told Gio this a million times, but this one I liked. I think it's because the whole movie was kind of ambiguous, so it left that. But yes, I don't think I've ever said this, but this might be my favorite movie I was ever challenged to. Like this might be this. It's up there.
That's
Love
a
it.
win, baby.
Love it.
That's a win.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where it is on your ranking then, after now just watching it. So
You will see. And
will.
whoa, my rankings are interesting, but we'll get to that.
I know your rankings are interesting because we have a moment on this channel from the past that I still watch sometimes that blows my mind. But we'll get to that later on as we get to our,
that's true. That's
our
right.
Denis V ranking later on in the show.
And I know my review was kind of wish-washy. It's because I was trying to avoid spoilers. Basically.
It's definitely a movie that you don't want to spoil. It's a movie that you don't want to spoil. For all of you who may just be joining us, Jacob just reviewed the Denis V film Enemy, a part of our movie watching challenge segment. Now he's going to be challenging someone else on the panel to watch a film. And so Jacob, you are not able to challenge myself or Brian, which left up Keith or Gio. Who are you challenging, and what movie are you challenging them to?
Yeah, so obviously my choices were Keith or Gio, and I was looking now that we get to choose the movie. There's a movie that I had challenged Gio only once before, and it's a movie that I watched in school, and it's a classic, and I love it, and I actually think that Gio would like it a lot too, and that is Casablanca, the classic film. It is, I love older movies, and because it kind of takes you to that time period, because everything around it is influenced by the era it was made, and this is a great example of that. And it's a classic movie, and it's really good. So I want Gio to watch Casablanca.
I like it. I'm very interested to hear his thoughts on this one.
Yeah, me too, because it can go either way. Honestly, it can go either way.
Brian and Dom, have you guys seen Casablanca?
You think I've seen it?
I think I watched it in a film class, to be honest. But it is one of those films where no matter who you are, what kind of movies you watch, you've always seen that ending scene somehow.
Exactly, yeah.
That's true.
So you're I feel like everyone's familiar with that movie. Whether it was like you have like movie Inception where it's playing in a movie and it's always that one scene. People know that scene.